This was the one that I had hearts in.
Homework 5.2, 13 through 19. Just remember, perpendicular bisectors, that just means that they're perpendicular, right? 90 degrees, and bisected. Anytime it bisects, cuts it in half. If it cuts it in half, they equal, right? Just like this. If I cut these two pins in half, right? They're equal. Okay? That's all bisectors do. Okay? Whether it's cutting an angle in half or whether it's cutting a segment in half, they're cutting it into two equal pieces. Okay. Let's take a look here. We got dy, ey, and fy are perpendicular bisectors
Of A, B, and C.
of A, B, and C. Okay? So, oops, I almost wrote on it. So that means that this is congruent to this. This is congruent to this. And this is congruent to this. See how I use different sides? Because they're not congruent to each other, right? This is congruent to this piece. This is to this piece. And this is to that. Okay? Now, in addition to this, I know that these are right angles. Right? Because they're right angles, okay? What else do I know? Oh, this is the circumcenter, right? Perpendicular bisectors create a circumcenter, which means that this is a circle. Doesn't look like a circle, but it's a circle with your radius right here. Okay? And how I show that is that I know that this is congruent to itself, right? I know that that angle is congruent. And I know that this side is congruent to this side, which means it's side angle side, right? Side angle side tells me that this triangle is congruent to that triangle, which means that this piece, right, is congruent to that one. I can do the same thing here. This is a bisector, right? It is, take a look right here. This blue is a bisector, right? But this blue is a bisector. Now, it's congruent to itself, right? And so I have, this is a right triangle, correct? A right angle. Yeah. So that means that this is a right angle, correct? So that means that I have side, angle, side. Again, two sides that are congruent, which means two triangles that are congruent. That means this side right here is congruent to that side. And this is that whole circumcenter thing. Oh, if it's a circumcenter, in other words, what I told my students last year, if it's a perpendicular bisector, right, then it creates a circumcenter. And a circumcenter has the radius. Circumcenter has the radii that are equal to itself, right? And that's what these are. These are the radii. Okay? So those are all equal to themselves, the red ones. The blue ones are not equal to themselves. They are perpendiculars. See what I mean? They may not look it, but they are. Okay? So those are perpendiculars. Now, these green ones, this is congruent to this, right? With the blue in between it. Does that make sense? Yeah. And the same thing over here, if we wanted to. This would be congruent to this, except you have the blue in between it. Does that make sense? And the same thing over here. this is congruent to this with the blue in between it. Okay? But they're not congruent to each other. This side is not congruent to that side. Right? That's why we have 1 slash here, 3 slashes here, and 2 slashes here. Okay? So now we can do pretty much anything we want. Right? First of all, I know that if this side's 62.8, this side is 62.8. Is that correct? I know that if this side's 59.7, that this side's 59.7. Right? I also know that if this red one is 63.9, then this red one is 63.9, right? And so is this one, 63.9. Does that make sense? Then we can start answering some problems. Okay? So they asked us for YC. YC. Where is YC?
That's... God.
Oh, YC. That's this one. This guy right here. Right? And where's AY? That's this one. Right here. So we already know those. We could even find the CF and the DB, I bet you. Where's CF? Oh yeah, CF and the DB.
65.
Bam. That was easy. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Are you doing better with that one, Nathan?
Yeah, but I actually did the wrong ones.
That's okay.
I was doing 12 and 14.
No, that's fine. I did too. I did them all. And that's okay. Last year I did them all also. Alright. Now let's look at 17. Find the circumcenter of a triangle. 17's funny. It looks hard, and then I was like, I tried it out, and it's like so much easier than it is. If I just graph it out.
So YC is 60, 63.
So if I graph out 17, I'm going to do 0, 0, 0, 19, and negative 3, 0. Right? So I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. So 0, 19, oh wait. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. 0, 19, 0, 0, and negative 3, 1, 2, 3. Okay? So this is the triangle, right? And they said, find the circumcenter. Okay? So what I need to do is find the perpendicular bisectors of each. Right? So, to bisect 3, that would be at 1.5. Right? To bisect 19, that would be at 9.5. Right?
Yeah.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.5. Okay? And that would be its center. So its center is half of negative 3, which is 1.5 negative, and half of 19, which is 9.5 positive. And that's the circumcenter. I mean, it looks a lot harder than it is when you think of it that way. Does that make sense? And then when we come back to do 19, okay, and we come back over here and do 19, then we have this thing, and we've got TJ and SJ are angle bisectors. TJ and SJ are angle bisectors. what that means is that this, right, makes this angle and this angle the same. So, how much is this angle? 14, right? Does that make sense? Because they're the same, right? Mm-hmm. What it also does is it makes this angle, JT, right? TJ, it makes this angle the same as this angle. Okay? TJ, right? Yeah. Now, here's the deal. This is a right angle. Well, we found the measure of RTJ. RTJ. Oh, we didn't find it yet. RTJ is this one, right? No. RTJ. RTJ is this guy right here. Right? And we want to figure out that angle. Okay? I know that this angle right here is right angle, right? I know that this is 14. So what does that make this? So think, they have to add to be 180.
Oh.
Right? So 14 plus 90 plus x equals 180, right? So 104 plus x equals 180, right? And then subtract 104 from both sides, so x equals 104 from 180, or basically 4 from 80, 76. Okay? So we know that this is 76. Okay? Now, that's this outside angle is 76. Right?
Is that plus X?
Now, how much is this angle right here?
Wouldn't it be half of 180?
No, think of it. Think of this whole angle right here. That this little one's 14 and this little one's 14.
28.
Yeah. Then this angle has to be 28. Does that make sense? Okay. So, then we have to look at this angle and this angle, right? This is 28 and this is 42. So 42 plus 28 plus y in this case, because we already used an x, right, is going to equal 180. Is that correct? Mm-hmm. So in this case I got 42 and 28, that's 30 and 40, which is 70. So y is equal to 110. Correct? Mm-hmm. That means this whole angle here is 110. But both of these angles, this angle, right, is congruent to this angle. Correct? So if those are the same, then that means this angle has to be 1/2 of the whole angle, right? So it's 1/2 of 110. One half of 110 would be,
60.
right?
So RTJ is 55.
Yes.
Are we done?
Yeah.
Hold up, wait, let me write this down.
Dan, I did my work today. In both your classes.
Good.